What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. You too can be great. Hashtag you too can be great. I'm sorry, I just repeated it. I'm not a morning person and it's about noon, but I'm still waking my ass up. But this is the Merits of Medicine Season 6 Episode 7 review. But before I start, y'all go ahead and make sure that you follow me on Instagram. You too can be _GR8_channel. I post all the info I need to do about my video, all the promotions I'm doing, the giveaways I'm doing. Make sure you follow the channel to get all the tea. And I also post previews of trailers, whatever episodes I'm going to do reviews on, so y'all can keep up with the shit too. Now, this particular episode, Merits of Medicine has been slow so far, but this particular episode got me because Mariah pissed me off. I mean, I love Mariah and her reads. I've always been a fan of Mariah. I think she's beautiful. But this particular episode, I was pissed off at her just because of the way that she carried herself and the way that she behaved. But I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's just start from scene 1, though. So scene 1, we're preparing for Jackie's getaway because Jackie wanted to take the ladies to Savannah for some retreat to get them all back together and on one accord. So they're preparing for that in different scenes. However, Daddy decides to go and confront Helen because Helen didn't tell Daddy that she went to this strip type birthday thing that Toya was having last episode, and Toya didn't have this guy pick her up, and she didn't want to tell him because she knew he would be pissed off about it, and he was, because Aidan snitched. So he goes home, he's talking to Dr. Helen. Dr. Helen's doing everything she can to get out of the situation, like, oh my God, my man's gonna be pissed off at me. He didn't find out that some naked man actually picked me up and he wasn't around. Mariah went and took photos and told Aidan, I don't know what he knows. She's basically doing some damage control, trying to save her ass. And in the midst of doing that, you know how Heavenly talks. Daddy, when you come home, we have sex and you tired and you go to bed, so I didn't really have time to tell you. Plus, their penises are small anyway. I don't want no man touching me. I was like, Heavenly, she said the man's penises were too small, so she don't want nobody other man touching her but him. And Daddy's looking at her like, you wouldn't want me to go be around other women like that. So why the hell would you have me in the situation where I gotta find out the way I found out? You want to say it's because I'm sleeping? He was pissed off at her, and he said, he made a comment like, you do this type of stuff all the time. And I feel like Heavenly is evasive in trying to get out of things because y'all know she don't listen. If you try to correct her, she'll talk over you. So he loves her, of course, but he's like, what, if I did this, you'd be mad at me. And Evelyn just does all this talking around circles. If they had any other situation going on beside him talking to her, they didn't show it, but it seems like he was just irritated. He just walked away, decided to watch some TV. Then we go to scene 2. They're at Jackie's house. Jackie's preparing for them to go. She made them some food. She had muffins there, and Jackie suggests to Curtis whether she should cut the muffins in half to spare them the weight. I'm thinking to myself, no, you can be on a diet. Doesn't mean I want the whole muffin. I'm greedy like that. Why would you want to cut the muffin? But she decides to leave the muffin the way it is. Heavenly comes walking in. All the girls meet up. They're eating. They're enjoying themselves, and they decide to go and get up on the bus. Now this bus ride is supposed to be 4 fucking hours. I'm saying to myself, like, why the hell? Whatever. But they get on the bus together, and they're on the bus talking about the sipping paint thing that Toya took him on. Heavenly now discloses that she was not happy about the situation because she done gone home, and Daddy of course scolded her, and she found out they found out. They all look at Mariah like, how the hell why would you even tell Aidan about that? Mariah knows Aidan's gonna go back and tell Daddy. She knew, and she knew exactly what she's doing because Mariah is very meticulous. She's very calculating how she handles herself, and she knows what she's doing. I'm gonna tell you how calculating she is by the end of this, because she did a whole little shit show at the end of the episode. But they bring it up, and she goes in the confessional and says, I don't know how he got the photo. I'm thinking to myself, Mariah, you messy. But they're talking about it. In the midst of doing that, Simone says that Toya has finally moved into her house, and I'm thinking, I don't know if Toya's been shady, because they know that Toya does they do a lot of most with money. But in the midst of that, Evelyn goes, we're so happy for you. We love black people doing what they're supposed to do. Then Toya peeps in his shade, and they're going back and forth. And Heavenly goes, Toya, I make 3 times money that you make. Then you make. Toya goes, no, your house. She's like, we're almost done paying for our house. Toya goes, well, you should be. The house is only worth $50,000. She also says we own a second house. They're all over here just basically tossing money aside. Buffy in the confessional, the new girl goes, if you have money, you don't have to talk about money. I'm just saying. But we're sitting there listening to this petty ass argument about money going. It's just stupid. They end up having fun, twerking. They show little scenes. This was just a filler. They get to the house. Jackie goes ahead, and it's an old ass historic house. Toya then shades heavily by saying that the house is just as historic as her own, except it has more character. I'm just like, y'all a mess. But they pick rooms. It goes Toya and Mariah in the same room, Quad and Heavily in the same room, Jackie and Contessa are in the same room, Simone and Buffy in the same room. The house apparently has ghosts, y'all. And Contessa says that because she lives in New Orleans, she's familiar with ghosts, so she's not closing no doors, and she'll definitely not take a shit. She's gonna hold in her bowel movement because she cannot close the door to take a dump, and she's not gonna sit here and close the door because she's afraid of ghosts. Mariah has Toya put a blanket over the mirror because apparently she saw the movie The Shining. I think it was called The Shining, and the ghosts can go through the mirror. So she decides to close it because Toya now believes everything that Mariah is saying. And they're besties now, even though Mariah did hit over the head with a purse and her mama was sitting up there in season 1 beating over the head. Now they're besties in the same room. Scene 5, they go to this place called Cohen's Retreat so they can eat and write girlfriend codes. Jackie decides that she wants to do this rebirth or rejuvenation, whatever. She called it a reset button, that they can go together. You know, Jackie plans this thing where they go together and do this whole, let's talk about it, let's try to fix things, let's get to our peace. Mariah says it's bullshit, she don't want to do it. And Quad interjects by saying sometimes we're human, we still need to have these things to keep reminding ourselves of what we need to do, what we need to change and be better. Basically, that's how she put it. And they talk about, before they do all this, Contessa brings up the fact that she quit school, but she brings it up as in resenting her husband, saying that she quit school and that if it was him, he won't basically let her do the same thing. She supports everything that he does. Why can't he support her? I think Contessa's still missing the point as to why her husband is pissed off. It's not like she was going to school. He's pissed off because he's a single parent and he has a wife that can go to school in town but chooses to go out of state. I think that's what's irritating him. But Contessa's bringing it to the group. Toya's basically bringing it up like, I don't do nothing that Eugene and I don't discuss. And then Contessa is combative towards her response, like, no, you can't say that. But Jackie gets it right, saying, you know what, instead of looking at the problem, look for solutions. And that's what Contessa needs to do, because right now it's like, well, you did this and you did this and I did this. That's the type of relationship they're having right now, and that's not a good way to move on. Jackie then decides to do this whole let's write down our girlfriend codes. They flash back to Quad taking out like 4 or 5 girlfriend codes, whatever thing, and won't shut up. But she basically does a little dig and said, okay, just one at a time, just one code, write them down, we'll talk about it. And Jackie's own thing that she wrote is that she wants to ride or die friend. And she brings up the fact that when her and Curtis were having an issue because Curtis cheated on her, if y'all don't remember, 2 seasons ago, that there's some friends that would have told her to leave her husband, and that there's some friends that would let her know to kind of work things out. She wants the friends who will ride or die that would give her good advice as far as her relationship goes, but still be there with a U-Haul when it's time to go. And I absolutely agree, because I've had friends that you talk to and you're having issues with your relationship. You don't know if they're miserable. You don't know if they're bitter. And a lot of the advice they'll give you will be like, yeah, if it was me, girl, I would leave. And forgetting the fact that you've been married to this person for 20 years or 25 years and they're giving you advice that will fuck up your entire family because of their problems, as opposed to friends that might give you advice to go to a counselor, go work it out, see if there's something to get out of it. So unless it's like an abuse situation or it's a really, really bad situation, the advice should be to always work it out with your family, as opposed to, girl, if it was me, I'd be going. I wouldn't tolerate that, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You're only getting one side of the story. So I absolutely agree with the ride or die friend. They talk about wanting honesty even if it hurts your feelings, and then Heavily says that she wants honesty no matter what. They bring up Dr. Simone and Heavily on the Cecil situation, and Dr. Simone is like still harping on that, even though I thought they fixed it, saying that Heavily should basically not talk about somebody's husband, which she shouldn't have. But Dr. Simone did go out and make it clear to everybody that she wanted Cecil to get a job, so even the viewers knew about it. So Dr. Heavily just used it to dig at her husband, which she should never have done. You don't do that as a friend. But I thought they squashed it, so this is brought up again. So this is why they can't fucking move on. Mariah then brings up the drug situation and flashes back to where Jackie on the podcast said, do you think that it was right for Quad to announce to everybody that Mariah did drugs? I thought Mariah and Jackie squashed it because Jackie apologized last episode. But here we go, Mariah bringing that stuff up, saying that now it's Jackie who started the rumor and she's the one that's perpetuating it, that she should have fact-checked first. Now, Mariah grew up in I think she was born in the 70s or whatever year she was born. But during that time, the drug situation, going to clubs and doing like snorting cocaine, hell, even doing weed wasn't a problem. But she's now really harping on this and trying to make people feel guilty and pick at it. Like, oh, you guys accuse me of doing drugs. Bitch, I've been called, somebody's been told me that I'm a crackhead. I've been told that I'm a drug addict, win an argument. Things like that happen. I prefer you tell me that than tell me that I murdered somebody or do something crazy. But they already apologized to this, and Mariah's bringing it up. I don't know why. I just think that she just wants Jackie to feel bad. She wants to bring Jackie down a peg, and she's going to lord this over Jackie's head. Why? Because she felt like Jackie didn't forgive her when she told Jackie that Jackie Jackie was not a real mom when she said I was a real mom for adopting Curtis's daughter and assuming her as my own. She basically said that's not a real mom, and Jackie was very much offended by it, and she feels like Jackie held that over her head. So in this particular situation, she gonna hold it, and she gonna hold it until she's vindicated or she feels like she's over it. And I just think that's petty. But then Buffy decides to bring up her situation, saying that you should accept people for who they are, even if they have money. And she does this fake thing where she says, oh, girl, stop. Don't talk about me. I'm just so humble. Then she starts crying. I'm thinking to myself, Buffy, stop. Buffy's issue is that she has the problem making friends, and she feels like she can't keep her friends around because she has money. I said, no, I don't think that's the issue. Because you can have friends who don't have money. But if you're the type of person who throws it in their face, or always brings up your accomplishments, or always, makes yourself feel like you're up there, and she did that by saying, girl, stop. You can tell that she lacks humility. And with that, nobody's going to want to be your friends. But she also says that these people will call her and say, hey, can I borrow $50,000? Well, all you have to do is say, no, I don't have it, or no, you can't, or no, it's tied up. You don't have to hold that against them and think that it's because they want something from you. Like, I don't know, but Buffy's, I'm a little bit skeptical about her, where the verdict's still up as far as her character goes. Toya decides, after this whole thing, after everybody leaves and they get all this girlfriend shit together, and Mariah announces that it's still fake as hell because they're not holding Quad accountable for anything that Quad is saying, according to her. Toya decides to now that she's besties with Mariah, decides to bring up to Quad why Quad will say the whole drug situation. I'm thinking, Toya, mind your damn business. First you were Team Quad, now you're Team Mariah. Mind your business. These girls were friends for over a decade. Their issue is none of your business. You can't be the go-to. For Mariah to make it seem like Quad making the assertion that, or telling people that she was doing cocaine, that is so horrible. How can she say that? Bitch, I'd rather you accuse me of doing cocaine than tell me that I didn't fuck your sister's man. See, I can get over doing drugs. I can't unfuck somebody. And that is the idea, the image that you're telling people, that I screwed your brother-in-law when you and I were still friends. That's what you said last season in the reunion. You actually went and put it up on the internet or her podcast or something. So Quad is still trying to deal with that. So of course you're going to tell people you're doing drugs. But for you to sit here and say, oh, nobody's holding her accountable. Girl, nobody's holding you accountable either. Like, just let it go. But Toya is bringing this up, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, Toya, shut up. Just shut up. Worry about yourself. Everybody's storyline can't be your own. Get over it. But they get back to the house after discussing that all the husbands are off limits. You're not going to talk about husbands. You're not going to bring up family. I.e. Contessa's not going to call Eugene a bitch. And Heavenly's not going to bring up anything Aidan does. Mariah's not going to say that daddy's cheating on Heavenly. They just decide to keep families out of it other than just talk about each other. They get back to the scene 6. They're at the lady's house, and then Mariah decides to call Aidan, and she's crying and doing this fake ass boo-boo ass cry to Aidan, saying that she's so sick of the girls picking Quad's side and not holding her accountable. I just feel like, I understand if somebody says something bad about you or something that's not true, but snorting cocaine in Hollywood is not unusual. It's like back then when people used to say weed was terrible. Like weed was horrible. Oh my gosh, you're doing a drug addict because you're smoking marijuana. Ha! Like it was no, it's not that deep. People have done that in the past. I don't think that Mariah should take this part too seriously, because it seems like both her and Quad have had moments where they threw digs at each other. Season 2, Quad announced in the reunion that Mariah accused her of dating a drug dealer that was her cousin. And Mariah said, I would never say that. And Toya was like, yes, you did, girl. You told me all the details. I know too much for it to be a lie. Then we know that Mariah went and also accused Quad of sleeping with her brother-in-law and said that she walked in on her wearing his t-shirt, and that means she fucked him. At this point, Mariah is making this whole boo-boo the fool, let me cry, and say that, oh, they just hate me. They hate me. I don't know why this group don't love me. They just want to sit there and, and fall for Quad. But she's refusing to accept responsibility for the parts that she does, because she also says things as well. Quad is very sensitive too. You get what I'm saying? So there's some things that she has said that I'm sure hurt Quad, just like there's something Quad has said I'm sure that hurt her. And then Jackie, shady as she is, also has moments where she will try to fix things with Mariah, but Mariah won't let it go. Toya now is playing the nice, let me be nice to Mariah, but Mariah also shit on her too. I love Mariah as her character and how she is with the show. I don't have any beef with her, but I don't want her to sit here and act like she holds no responsibility in this situation. The friendship broke out. I don't condone friends putting their stuff out there, putting their business on Front Street, but this is the game that y'all have been playing for a number of years now. It's not new. So I don't think that you should go out of your way and start bawling. But on the phone when she's crying to Aidan, she's like, oh my God, I'm just so sick of it. And then Toya comes walking into the room, and so all of a sudden the tears go away. And then Toya hangs up the phone, and she's talking normal. Then she starts, I'm just so tired. I'm sitting here like, I don't know if she was really crying, if she was faking this, if she was doing the most. But hell, Mariah is, you know, she can act. Definitely, she's a drama queen. So I don't know what's going to happen. The next episode is gonna, this is how the show ended. The next episode is supposed to bring out more shit, them fighting. It's supposed to be a hot ass mess again. So I'm gonna go ahead and review that one too. But don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can get all the tea. I am gonna post another review of Marriage Boot Camp Family Edition, because we need to talk about the people that are on this season. And what I hear is OG is supposed to be on the next Marriage Boot Camp season with Kwame. They didn't pick her up too. So we're going to talk about that in the next video. Make sure you go ahead and check that one out. Thank you. Bye.